Wonderful good morning, guys. Wow. So we are here in the middle of the nowhere, foothill of the mountains. That's Matthew Range. We passed Mount Ololokwe in Samburu, and the last 2 nights already we spent here with the team of Reteti, with their baby elephants. And today, at this beautiful magical place, I thought of sharing with you 10 things you need to know before you go on safari.
Excited? Then follow me on my journey of making the impossible possible, traveling full-time as a single mom with my baby through Kenya, and becoming a travel influencer who supports over 1 million travelers in planning their trip to Kenya. Hit the subscribe button if you want to support this mission.
The sun is coming out. It's quite super early in the morning. And the most important thing, number 1, you need to know before you start planning your safari is deciding where to go. And of course, this is the most hardest, the most difficult task ever, because there are so many things you can do, and we have so many national parks or game reserves and sanctuaries and other activities that you might wonder, okay, Sinja, how do I find it out? And always, the best advice I give my clients is to first stop researching. Go within yourself. Ask yourself the questions, why did you choose Kenya? What are the most experiences you want to do? Don't only write down, I want to go on safari. Why is it you want to go on safari? Like, what is it you want to experience? Is it any specific landscape you want to see? Any specific animals? Or you want to go to sanctuaries? Or you want to be engaged with the communities? Like, what is your main focus while you travel to Kenya? What is the experience you want to have when you travel back to your home country? And if you have figured out these points, which is the hardest thing I can tell you, and I've been doing so many calls with clients and just trying to figure out, okay, what is the main reason why you choose to come here, so that we can figure out what is the best thing for you to do. Because we have so many parks, so many activities, and the challenge is you might now go online and say, oh, I see the women's only village there because Sinja keeps on talking about it. I want to go there. And then I see here, the baby elephant sanctuary here. Then I see Maasai Mara. And I see the beach, but all of it is super far away, so the distances are crazy, so that at the end of the day they might not fit together. So apart from what you want to do, now the second step is for you to find out if the distances are realistic, because one of the biggest challenges, and that's already number 2 you have to know, is that going on safari can be exhausting and you spend a lot of time in the car. Like, one of the main itineraries people choose is going 3 days to Maasai Mara, then to Nakuru and to Amboseli, which is like at least a 6 days trip. But from Nairobi to Maasai Mara, you drive for 6 hours. Then you're on your game drive. You get there the first day, you get in the car, evening game drive. Then the next day, you're in the car, you're the full day game drive. Then the next day, you're on the morning game drive. Then you continue to Lake Nakuru, another 3-4 hours drive. Then in Nakuru you go on a game drive, you are in the car. From Nakuru to Amboseli, it is very far. From Nakuru to Nairobi first, you drive like 4 hours. Then from Nairobi to Amboseli, you drive another 3 hours. So people, what I'm trying to tell you, do not underestimate distances in Kenya. And some tour operator, they just like write you crazy itineraries just to make money or to try to satisfy you and send you to from A to B to C to D, so that you have so many parks planned and national parks and activities, but at the end of the day you will not be happy because you're just rushing from one place to the other and you will be tired and exhausted. So the tip I can give you here is first do your own research, what you want to do, and then get in contact with a travel consultant, someone who can help you, someone who has been here, someone you can trust, someone who can guide you through. Like you guys know that I take some of the clients, not all anymore, because of all the traveling we are doing here and the baby. So it has been quite busy. Like right now I don't take any clients work, but I know when this trip is gone, like by the time you see this video, I have a few spots available where I take clients and I consult them and advise them on what to do, because there are so many beautiful hidden spots and places to see. But there are also others apart from myself. There are also other travel consultants and some really good tour operators. And that brings me to number 3. So first of all, I would not trust just any email contact. I would definitely jump on a call, because at the end of the day, you spend at least thousands of dollars or $1,000 for your safari. So before you spend that $1,000, make sure you at least talk to them on a phone. I usually do video calls with my clients. I get to know them in person so that I can make sure they trust me and it fits right, like between me and her or him. And I know like this exactly what I'm choosing is the right thing for him. So get him on a call, make sure you are happy, ask a lot of questions. Also ask maybe for the address or other people they have worked with. You can reach out if it's someone new. And also I usually advise, like if I can't take more clients work, or if someone just wants to be connected to a tour operator, I also can help you out and just connect you with a tour operator I trust, because it has also taken me over years of getting the right partner I work with, so that I can now be sure, okay, these guys are the best in what they're doing and they give me good rates, or they give the clients good rates, and they're happy. Also their service is good and their guides. Because what I did not know at the beginning was that most of the experience you have here it really depends on the experience of the guide. If your guide is good, you have a good game drive, you will see a lot of animals. If especially the guides are locals or very familiar with Maasai Mara, they're the ones to spot the lions, the leopards. There's just so much more than just choosing a tour operator online. You guys have to know that you can go here in Kenya on a safari for like $110 per day, which is the low budget group joining safari, up to $2,000 per day per person. And of course this has a huge range, a huge variety like in between. And then people usually ask me like, okay, but Sinja, why the big difference? So number 1 is the accommodation. You can sleep in an accommodation for like $30, $50 per night, or in an accommodation for $1,000, $2,000 per night, and this makes the huge big difference. And of course another cost why I always say why you cannot travel for so cheap in Kenya is because when you travel you have to pay for your car you travel with, for your driver, entrance fee. In Maasai Mara, for example, it is $70 or $80 depending if you stay inside the park or outside of the park. So there are quite a few costs which keep on adding up when you go on your safari. Plus at the end of the trip the tips. So you have to figure out what is the right budget for you, and then you have to work with that budget. And I always ask my clients very straightforward, like, what is the budget you're working with? Like, do you want to spend $500 for your safari, or do you want to spend $5,000 or $15,000? Because we don't have to dream about going to Samburu or going to doing a hot air balloon safari or go to do a luxury safari if you simply don't want to invest that money on a safari, which is completely okay. When I used to travel and started traveling in Kenya, I couldn't even afford any safari. And I used to be a volunteer, and then I continued, or I started joining the group joining safaris, which is okay as a volunteer at that time. But now, the way I travel now and what I want to experience, the private safaris are way better. So I usually recommend them for couples, for families. If you have any special needs, maybe you're a bit older, you need more breaks, you're traveling with a baby, or you just want to have the extraordinary experience. Because when you go with a group, it can be good, especially for first-time travelers and volunteers and students. But I'm standing here, making sure I'm not hurting myself. But if you want to do like have that experiences which is like lifetime changing, and you want to take time, and maybe you are very interested in lions and the others are not, or you want to have something specific because you're a photographer, or whatever you want, and you have a specific itinerary, then you have to choose a private safari. And as I told you guys, if you need help, you guys know where to find me. So, my beautiful house right now. Another question I get asked all the time is, Sinja, when is the best time to travel? And this is also a tough question to answer, because we have different seasons in Kenya. So we have the raining season, which is usually around March, April, maybe May. And then we have another one in November and early of December. But right now, currently, the rain has behaving really weird. But this is our main raining season. And also, when you travel in rain season, it means it's low season. That means you pay less money to hotels, because obviously we have less tourists. Then we have our high seasons where people come, so many, because they want to see the migration in Maasai Mara, which is end of June, July, August, September. And it's beautiful if you want to do that, and if you say like, yes, I want to be part of that, I want to see the migration. But also you have to be aware that this is the high season, the prices will be higher, and there will be a lot of cars inside the parks. So if you are more like me and you say like, no, I want to travel when no one else is traveling, I want to travel off path, I want to have the feeling that it's just me there in the wild, in the nature, no one else, then you should come in the off-peak seasons. And I think the hot spot is in between, or the sweet spot, how we call it, is in between the raining season and when the high season kicks in. So shortly before the high season, which is mostly like, middle of January, February, and also still beginning of March. And then there's another one in June. And I think this is the best time, or maybe also in October, November, before the raining hits. But of course, it's a bit like rolling a dice, because we are hoping that it's not raining. Like currently we are traveling in April and June, and it has been awesome. Almost no rain, quiet, good prices, and my client is really happy. Then another thing, and I cannot like say that more times, stop going in just any Maasai village. Because what happens is that most of the tour operators, they will just take you, especially in this mainstream and group joining safaris, they will take you to the Maasai villages, and these are touristic villages. They are fake. Some of them might be real, some of them might have clients there, but their only main purpose is for tourists to come and see how they live. I mean, it always has two sides. We have to understand that you cannot just pop up as a tourist and think, yeah, I want to go in a real village and I want to connect with the Maasai and I want to learn everything, while I expect them to show me everything and to invite them in their house. So of course that doesn't work as well. So have in mind that these Maasai villages might be fake, but of course, we have real Maasai here, we have real villages, and real visits. Like I recently did one with a camp, and also this brings me to my next point, where I like now figured out myself, like there are so many community projects or camps or hotels who have their own projects. They empower, like here, Reteti. They empower the communities. They help the baby elephants. They rescue them. Not only baby elephants, they also have baby buffalo right now, baby giraffes, and multiple animals. And they empower each other. And these are community-run projects. And I like supporting such projects. So if you are like me, then be aware of which hotels you book with. Don't just book any big chains or big random hotels. Be selective. Like go online research. Like this hotel, the tour operator is suggesting, what impact does it do? Like, or is there somewhere I can do more, or I can invest my money better maybe? Because I also like supporting locals. When we travel, like this year is 100% local. All the money stays in Kenya. It comes here and it stays here. It doesn't go back to the UK or somewhere else. So that's, just go online and check it out. And also that's the only way I have figured out on how you can make the real Maasai village visits. If that camp, that lodge, or the guides who live there or work there take you, invite you to their villages, or if they have projects they work with and then they introduce you to their villages and their communities they work with. It is safe as long as you do what your guide is telling you to do. Like as long as you respect the guide and the rules. He will be the one guiding you through. Like, for example, you are not allowed to get out of the car. When you're on your game drive, it's not safe to walk inside a park because there can be lions, buffaloes, whatever, hippos, whatever can be there, which is dangerous. So animals attack you when you're out of the car, not when you're inside, most of the cases. Also, you have to be very respectful from the wildlife. Like if you do a self-drive safari, there are so many rules, and I would also suggest to do like a kind of training maybe, because you always have to give the animal first priority and the way. So never cross the road and harm an animal or follow an animal or go off-road only because of an animal. They can be dangerous, and also keep distance. Like we had a situation just now the other day in Solio, the rhino sanctuary, where the elephant came really, really close, and we had to go off-road because of the elephant. So it's always good to just respect wildlife, the guides, the rules of the park, and then you will be safe. Of course, here where I am in Samburu, it is super, super hot. It is too hot, especially these areas, beach areas, northern Kenya. It is damn hot. But especially if you go on safari, it can be as well cold. So don't underestimate the cold nights, especially if you come around June, July, August. It's our cold season. So definitely pack like a scarf, a jumper, and closed shoes, so that also you yourself, you can keep warm. In short, I would just say comfortable clothes, whatever you feel comfortable in and what you can wear every day on a game drive in the car, because you will be driving the whole day with the car. So comfy, and then any neutral colors, like this one's here of Reteti, you've seen it's like beige, any beige, brown, green. So this kind of natural colors, which you also find in the environments, just to make sure that animals, they are used to this kind of colors. So this, I think, are the best colors on how you can dress and what you can do. The first thing I always advise is pay your safari upfront, because then the biggest money is already paid. And when you are here, you can get a credit card, pay your hotels if you have additional hotels via credit card. Even big international restaurants, they have credit cards. But if you travel more local, or the way we are here now in Samburu in northern Kenya, it is, and it has been a bit tough for us, because they don't have any credit card payment systems, so you have to pay everything in cash. And in Kenya, you can withdraw money at the ATM, but what happens is that you are only allowed to withdraw around $400, so it's 40,000 Kenyan shilling, at one ATM per day for 24 hours. So you will not get more than this $400 in a day. And yeah, if you have to pay a lot of or cover a lot of expenses, or if you travel with a family, then that might be simply too less money. So yeah, plan your safari, pay that in advance. The rest, small cash, you can get in ATMs, and our majority, like our currency here, is Kenyan shilling. So you get this from your ATM. Okay guys, if you have any more questions, I'm sure you know where to find me. As I said, we are spending the day with the baby elephants, and today we were promised we go look for the giraffes, and maybe we can feed the baby giraffes. So stay tuned for our experiences, and yeah, I see you the next vlogs.